The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I RASTA go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Uno prepare a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Uno anointed I head with no oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I Veni. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah kadama we go ma be tela eh. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High Jah shall therein abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I give thanks and I say unto your name, O Mauso Bolisa. I don't know what to. A sick player for. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunum, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta in every traditional African home. And I said traditional African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is some sumptuous, nutritious food cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes, sizes, aromas, and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot. Be subjected to some amount of heating. And then they produce this sumptuousness called food. Oh, nutritious food. Now, the food does not even benefit the black pot, neither does it benefit the ingredients. It rather benefits us, the eaters. Yet every time, this collaboration between the black pot and the ingredients would continue so selflessly, it is this selflessness we must all uphold in high esteem. Now, this must be that generation of selflessness, that Joshua generation. We have so far planted for too long maize, tomatoes, onions, all because we don't want to risk. We want to plant one season crops, harvest quickly, eat quickly, sleep quickly, die quickly, be buried quickly, and be forgotten quickly. Nobody wants to plant trees because trees will mean that you'd have to take time, spend some time, and wait for the gestation period of these wonderful trees. A lot of us will not plant these trees because we believe that we will not live long enough to benefit from the shades of the trees. For that matter, we will not risk it. We don't want to bother ourselves with that. We rather go for the one season crops. But remember that the black pot represents the continent of Africa and the ingredients represent us. We must learn this selflessness from their collaboration and think generationally. That is why this program is here. It's called the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize. If we must criticize, though, we would just criticize to build and not to destroy. Oh God. And again, we are in the service of God and country. We are just looking at the mindset of the average African, beginning with the Ghanaian. Once the mindset is righted, every other thing will be righted. Most of our leaders only think about roads, hospitals, and then schools. They don't think about the mindset. Now you can have all the schools in the world, all the roads in the world, all the hospitals in the world. If the mindset is not right, we will pull down all these structures looking for another set of schools, roads, and hospitals. We will pull down all the street lights, destroy all the roads, because the mindset is not right. We will steal from ourselves, waiting for another bunch of wealth to steal again from. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunemo, and I'm happy to say that we are supported by ISIT. Now, ISIT is ISIT. It simply means in spirit, in truth. Now, if you're tired of social media's negativity and you want another social media app that would make sure that everything is positive, then we are talking about Is-It. Now, you can download Is-It from App Store and Google Play, and it's free. You can go live. You can make audio and video calls. At the same time, you can message. Oh, upload your videos, upload your photographs. Make history. Oh, connect with family and friends. Make memories. Sell your brand. Sell your business. It's all for free. Now, the very important thing is that Is-It was modeled by Ghanaian engineers in America. So this is an app built by black people. Support the black business. This is the app for you. Positive. Now, there are powerful algorithms that will not allow negativity. When you think that you are being negative, nobody gets to see that on Is-It because of the powerful nature of the algorithms and all that. It's all positive. This is the Blackport, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. And we are Black Empire Media. No two ways about that. We have our YouTube channel and we invite you to visit us. Yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification button so every time will come up, you'll be the first person to see us. This is the day the Lord has made and I am most excited to be with you. My name, Blakk Rasta. First item, and we're looking at it, it's rolling. Boof, boof, boof. It says, when the dog relinquishes back into the goat. There's a Dagomba proverb. And this proverb says, when the dog sits back and watches the stranger, allowing the goat to bark at this strange face, then the disgrace is the disgrace of the dog. The dog was made to bark. The dog was made to be the security keeper of the house. The goat is not a security keeper. The goat does not bark. So when people decide to relinquish their responsibility to some other people, it means that they are playing the dog and the goat. That's what we're talking about. When the dog relinquishes back into the goat, those who are supposed to be doing the work, they don't do it. Those who are not supposed to be doing it are found doing it. It's like a pilot refuses to fly a plane in mid-air. Somebody who is not a pilot is now forced to sit in and try to fly this plane to a safe landing. That is the case of the dog relinquishing back into the goat. The nature of the dog is to bark. The nature of the goat is to bleat. So when the goat that is supposed to be bleating is now barking, it is the shame of the dog. Why are we telling this long African story? Watch the headlines. See what is happening now. Oh my God, watch this. Ghanaian man who didn't get a bed for his son when he was ill has built a hospital in La Paz. Did you see that? A Ghanaian man who did not get a bed for his son at the hospital when the son was ill now has built a hospital. When the leaders are not being responsible, we see things. Look at this hospital. It's a first-class hospital. It's huge. And it's all because of the frustration somebody had to go through. Let's go through that story. Come here. Now watch this. It says Michael Banahene is a spare parts dealer who has built a hospital in the La Paz community in Accra. He decided to build a hospital after his son fell ill, and almost every hospital they visited did not have a bed available. The hospital is a 90-bed facility with offices for health workers, a playground for children, and a cafeteria. So we read the story. A Ghanaian spare parts dealer, Michael Banahene, has built a first-class hospital in the La Paz community in the greater Accra region. In an Instagram post, Nana Abba Anamwa said Michael was motivated to build the hospital some years back when his son was ill. Almost every public hospital he was referred to failed to attend to them because there was no bed. This is Michael Banahene. Michael, also an East Legon Executive Club member, chose to situate the hospital in La Paz because it was the community where he started hustling for a better life. This is Michael. These are his children. His son fell ill. He went to the hospitals in Ghana. He couldn't find a bed. They kept telling him, oh, no bed. Oh, no bed. No bed. Finally, he was made to lay his son down on the floor, flat. No bed to be treated. A spare parts dealer. His mind was that he would struggle and fight against the odds and try to at least solve this problem in his own small way. He hustled hard in La Paz, made his money from his spare parts, and he built that magnificent edifice. 90-bed hospital. One man, he built it. And when you look at the inside of the hospital, it's fitted with the most modern gadgets and instruments. In fact, operation theaters are number one. He has a playground in there because it is not always your sickness. It's about injection, right? It's not every time your sickness needs you to have a certain kind of medicine ingested. Sometimes you only need to play. Sometimes you just need a nice place to sit down and then defreeze your system. Michael Banahene decided to build this. Come here, let's look at it into detail. Hear me now. You see the thing I was talking about, the mindset? If the mindset of the average Ghanaian is right, he will build hospitals and will not wait for the government to do that. He will build roads. He will build schools. People who understand what it is when we talk about the mindset. People who understand patriotism. Do not wait for things to get sour. No way. How many of us would have pushed this money into some other business? But he decided that he will build this hospital. And he has decided that people who would come for services in the hospital would even pay less. How many individuals do you know in Ghana have built schools? We have a number of well-meaning Ghanaians who have built roads. Yet we have very rich people, stinking rich people, who live in areas that are full of potholes. They will never build anything. It's the work of the government. The mindset is rotten. How many rich people have the money and the power to build small hospitals in their areas, yet they don't do it? After all, when they are sick, they can fly out and go to America and England. They prefer doing that to building a small hospital there that could take care of them. They prefer flying to America and England and paying exorbitant fees to doctors and nurses. Twice, just going to America and England could build a small hospital in their locality. And good doctors will be there to take care of them. No, they want to fly to America and treat catarrh and common cold. How many Ghanaian people and African people know for sure that they can even build factories, yet they will not do it because they have it in their mind that, oh, when you employ Ghanaians, they will steal from you. Again, they will not do it because they believe that people will not buy. All this kind of thinking must stop. We have to be generational thinkers. And today I want to say thank you so much to Michael Banahene. He has opened the eyes of many. He did not wait to try and run for an MP position before building this to impress people. He is not a politician. He is not going to ask anybody to vote for him. Now, in our country, when you see people doing philanthropic activities, going around, oh, take this, take that, give them 2 months, they will announce that they want to run for MP. Give them 2 months, they will come and tell you that, oh, they are running for this political position. And you know them right from the start that these are hypocrites and parasites. They are not giving you this thing from the bottom of their hearts for free. They are giving it to you so they can buy your votes. Yet, when the church bell rings, they are the first to arrive at the church. When they ask them to speak in tongues, they would have started an hour before they are even started. Who are we deceiving? Who are we deceiving? The mindset is so wrong. Look how many roads we are building. Go back and look at them. You would realize that a lot of them were not even built well. They used the wrong materials, fake quality materials to build them. After all, it's all about making money and not thinking about the people. What kind of mindset is this? You build a school, there are no teachers. All the teachers have run away. You build hospitals, doctors are not ready to go there because they say it's too far. Yet they swore that no matter where you are, they will come there and make sure that they give you health services. Every doctor has signed it. Life first. Yet how many doctors in Ghana, how many doctors in Africa will refuse posting to rural areas? Yet, before the church bell even rings, they are in church praying that they want to go to heaven and that they are giving service to mankind. Some of these things is all because of the mindset. Go to America, go to England. Let them post any doctor to any place. Let's hear them say they will not go. They are happy to go and meet new people. They are happy to go and be able to live amongst the people there. They will not tell you that facilities are not enough. It's not everywhere in America or England that they have the same facilities. There are places that have better facilities than others. It is true everywhere. You understand? But they will never ever tell you, oh, I'm not taking posting to that area because that area doesn't have facilities. How come human beings are there? Are you better than those who live there? Do you have 4 lives? Those days, do they have just 1 life? Sometimes we look down on the people and we become so unprofessional without even knowing that this is what we are doing. And it's most unfortunate. Today when I saw the story of Michael, I told myself that no, this is a story worth telling. I want to appreciate you, Michael. Something pushed you to be able to do this. We are recreating the mindset of our people. Who is the next Michael Banahene? Who is the next Michael Banahene? How many more people are out there like Michael Banahene inspiring other people? We have so many rich people in Africa, yet every time we are running, looking for money from the IMF and the World Bank. Yet Africa could have come together, provided that fund, and time after time people can pick from this fund, rather than running to the IMF that keeps us in captivity every time. What is the problem? The mindset. No patriotism. We are encouraging dual citizenships. Oh, people can hold as many citizenships as they want and still come and decide for us in our country, taking political positions, key sensitive positions. Yet, they are people with shared loyalties. This is what I keep saying. I don't have a problem with you if you want to be American and Ghanaian at the same time. It's on to you. But please leave us alone. Do not come and disturb our political system, our key positions that are usurped by politicians. If you want to do that, relinquish one of the citizenships. And I like it. In America, when you relinquish a citizenship, it's finished. You can't go back and take it again. If I were president, no Ghanaian would hold double citizenships. You leave one permanently. It's gone. You are British. We understand that you have sold out your motherland. Some people do it for convenience. I don't buy that. No. Bring that convenience to your land so that your children's children will see the investment that you have made. Now they will not need a dual citizenship because convenience has come home. Some people say, oh, my mother is American and my father is Ghanaian. So if I hold both citizenships, no, sir. In life, we are all supposed to choose. Even in a dirty country like Ghana, dirtied by politicians, you still cannot belong to the NDC and the NPP at the same time. You must choose one. Life is full of choices. Even God chooses between a male and a female at birth. And you want to hold 2 citizenships. because your mother is this or your father is this. If you had a bomb in your hand, which must fall on one of those countries that, one of those two countries that you are citizenship of, which one will you drop it in? Or will you keep it and it will explode on you? Certainly you drop it on one. The one that you drop it on, drop that citizenship and pick the other one. This debate will continue until Africa cancels these dual citizenships and force people to think and be patriotic, and also deal with the mindset, nourish the brains of Africans. We will continue to be second-class citizens of this world. Dual citizenship is another colonialism. Dual citizenship is imperialism. Dual citizenship is not good for Africans. It's a way to colonize us again. I leave it. Next item. Come here. Next item. Kennedy AGYAPONG suspects campaign sabotage. Kennedy AGYAPONG suspects campaign sabotage. This is Kennedy AGYAPONG. When you go to the Asim area, he's the kingpin. In Ghanaian politics, there's no way you can ever take him out. Come here. There's no way. He's a strong hero. This man here is a self-made rich man. A self-acclaimed rich man. In fact, when you hear about the millions he doles out for his party, you'll be shocked. There was a time he was in America and I witnessed it. He bought a number of cars for his political party. And when I saw the number of cars coming in for their campaign and all that, I was shocked. In fact, politics is a dirty game. He spent so much money on his party. He's a man some people go to. And you hear some people say, oh, he's a philanthropist. But a lot of Ghanaians like him. And a lot more do not like him because they think it's a loose cannon. He talks out of anger. And when he's angry, he talks without bringing reasoning to the table. Some people believe that it's not a presidential material. This is the first time I see him even wearing a suit, all because he wants to be the next president of Ghana. What kind of mindset is that? If you want to be president of Ghana, you have to wear coat and tie. Yet this man has never worn a suit all his life that I have seen. All of a sudden, he must wear a suit because he wants to be president. You see the mindset? You see the mindset? All the people who are trying to stand for president in Ghana right now, there's only one man that I see dressed traditionally. And that's Kofi Akpalu. Percival Kofi Akpalu. He has his kente. But it is only for the pictures. When he goes for TV and radio interviews, he wears suit too. How would the textile industry grow? Can we have one president who will never wear suit? Can we have one president in Ghana who will never wear anything foreign? 100% Africa. No! They are slaves to the slave master. Anyway, let us get into the story of Kennedy AGYAPONG. He is suspecting that some people are trying to sabotage him. And he says that he is a better investigative journalist than Anas Armiyao Anas. So he has picked up the signals. Kennedy AGYAPONG uncovers alleged attempt by Arnaud Dompré to sabotage his campaign. But who is Arnaud Dompré? Come here. This Arnaud Dompré. He's a young man. Yeah, he's a young man. Fresh looking. I don't know when this photo was taken, but this looks like a healthy, well-fed man. And behind him, you see the photo of the President of the Republic of Ghana, Albert Blakk. But who is Arnaud Dompré? Run the story. He is in Parliament. Watch this. Kennedy AGYAPONG has revealed an alleged attempt by the majority whip, chief whip in Parliament, Frank Arnaud Dompré, to sabotage his campaign. According to the Asin Central Member of Parliament, the whip is going about questioning the basis for some chairmen of the party throwing their support behind him because he, Kennedy Japan, is not fit for the presidency. Do you know something? Anodompre, who is the majority whip in parliament, he has the effrontery to call chairmen to tell them that you are supporting Kennedy Japan. He is not a presidential material, he said. Kennedy Japan, who was speaking to delegates of the MPP in the Ashanti region, however, questioned the chief whip's justification for describing him as unpresidential. Touting himself as a better candidate, Kennedy Japan said his history as a successful businessman proves his worth in leading Ghana through development when elected flag bearer and subsequently president. He emphasized that he is the only candidate who has kept the interest of the party's delegates at heart and will commit to their welfare instead of paying his way through to be elected. Dash! Come here. Watch me. You see, Kennedy, with all love and respect, this is what politics is about. Dirty politics. But just as you are campaigning that you are the best man for the job, why do you have a problem with another man who says you are not the best for the job? That's not sabotage. It's just opinions. It's not sabotage. So any man who does not agree with you is sabotaging you? No. I thought you would have said he was going around tearing your posters down. He was going around telling people lies about you. That's what we call sabotage. But if that is his opinion, that you are not a presidential material, that's what it is. For me, I agree that you are not a presidential material, honestly. But because we don't have correct people on the ballot in your party, I will go for you. If I were to choose somebody from the NPP, Alan Chematin, Baumia, I will go for you, Kennedy. Because I know that one thing is for sure, that you will get angry and come and insult all of us and call us broke and say that we don't know anything and that we are all fools. For sure, I know you would say that. But I do also know that you would expose a lot of people who are corrupt, even though your own corruption would never ever be opened. We have heard about contracts that you picked up from the government. Contract that your own wife picked up. There was a time your wife even got more contracts than you and you were mad because you had spent so much money on the party, and if contracts were going to come at all, they should rather come to you. Some of them were justified in one way or the other. But you forgot all of a sudden that one man must not eat the cake. It doesn't matter how much they have contributed. Did you contribute to the party? Or you contributed to the nation? Remember, the nation is not for the party. So the national cake should not only go to party people. No, it doesn't make sense. Yes, you could have bought 1 million cars for your party. You could have contributed how much money to your party. But remember, when your party comes into power, it is not for the party alone. It's not for the members alone. It's for the whole nation. Even people who did not vote for your party. So that mentality should go away. The nation is for all of us. The majority of the people voted your party into power. Doesn't mean that only those people must benefit from the national cake. That's why we call it the national cake. So yes, we certainly don't want a president who will speak by heart. Insult everybody and talk basa 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 and use terms that are so terrible. We want a decent talking president. Yes, I can agree with you on some things, and certainly you agree with me as well. That yes, Kennedy Japan is a man who has never actually been fingered in any corrupt deal. Kennedy Japan is a businessman who will enter every hole to make sure that he gets his business. But is that enough to make you president? Is that enough? What does it take for a man to become president? You need patriotism. Patriotism. You must be overly patriotic. And being patriotic is being selfless. But the way I see Kennedy Agyapong, I don't see selflessness that much. If he doesn't get contracts from his party, he gets angry, says he's going to expose them. I will bring down the party. I'm going to swear to God. You got nerves. I'm going to bring down this party. I'm going to make good party, no. Make good party, no. Make good party, no. Make good party, no. MPP, try me and say, I swear to God. You, I swear to God. Make good party, no. We hear you saying that every now and then. And when we look into it, it's because some other person had a bigger contract than you. You can't be president when it's all about you. No. No. I do understand that when people contribute more, they are supposed to get more. But when they contribute more and they want everything, then there's a problem. There's a problem. But what is the record of Kennedy Agyapong with the companies that he has? Does he pay his workers well? Does he? He has media houses, right? My FM is there. And then he also has a TV. He used to have a newspaper. I don't know what happened to the newspaper. The people working there, are they paid well? Are they paid well? Are they paid at all? Or they pretend to pay them? In the next edition, we will look at something like that. Charity begins at home. Yes, I provided employment. I provided employment. Fine. Are you providing salaries? Are the salaries good? One thing I admire about Kennedy Agyapong is the fact that people see him as a philanthropist. That's fair. That's good. Again, he has never accepted a dual citizenship. He could have had it. He has houses in America. It's enough for him to have a citizenship on top. But he didn't. He decided to stay. And yet, he never even accepted a ministerial position. I know that they gave him that, but he refused. Those are the things that make me like him. But there are some other things that make me say, let me go back. That's why I said, put Baumia here, put Alan Martin here, I'll go for Kennedy Agyapong. Unfortunately, he will not win. It's going to be a primaries of money spraying. Baumia is going to come all out with a bag of cash. Alan Martin is also going to try, because he says, I drew me so. I drew so. I drew ubotom so. You must bring out money. That's what our politics has become. Kennedy Agyapong says he has the money. And he says if it comes to pouring out money, he will face them boot for boot. Our politics has become a game of mice. Nkra. Agro. Any which way. May the best person win. This is not sabotage. It's just a game of opinions. It's the Black Pot. When we return, we got more. I swear to God, you got nerves. Hey! Woyo! This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonaman. Here we speak truth to power. We are supported by ISIT, and ISIT is in spirit, in truth. Now, if you are fed up with social media's constant negativity, or the nudity, or the nakedness, or the violence, this is the opportunity to jump ships. ISIT is a free app. Download that from App Store and Google Play, and it's modeled by Ghanaian engineers. Hey, in America, there are powerful algorithms that deal with all the negative items, so it is very positive on ISIT. Please download the app. I am on ISIT. Make sure you join me on ISIT, and let's share some wonderful information. I see so many people who send me messages and chat with me and all that and all that. I want to thank you all for joining us. On ISIT, you can go live. Yes, you can go live. At the same time, you can also make video and audio calls. You can do messaging and sell yourself, sell your brand. Oh, upload your videos, upload your photos, and everything is everything. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called Black Empire Media, and click on the notification button. Together, we shall make it happen. Come here. Next story. Now the next story says what? Zimbabwe building bricks with bricks. Zimbabwe building bricks with bricks. Jesus have mercy. What is bricks? When we talk about bricks, BRICS, is 5 countries that came together to fight the weaponization of the American dollar. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and only one African country, South Africa. Now they're talking about a new currency. They are also talking about taking over their own economic destiny. Oh, Jesus. That's powerful. And watch this. It says, BRICS nations threaten US dollars with new common currency. So you see the photo up there? That symbol there, the dollar is supposed to be coming down. We are waiting for that new currency. I'm tired of the monopoly of the American dollar. Everything we import into this country, we have to use American dollars. Yet our currencies are not recognized anywhere outside Ghana. Oh, yes, yes. Even semi-border. Now, they don't even accept that, right? Oh, yes, they don't. That is what our currency has become. So if we have a new currency that so many people can come together and use, that will be beautiful. Again, if we have one currency for the whole world, wouldn't it be beautiful? When the EU nations came together, Britain still refused to push away its pound sterling. It was still holding on to its pound sterling. The Schengen states, Britain refused to be part of it. It's all an economic agenda. You get it? But what is the story? Watch this. The countries that are interested to join BRICS are also oil-rich nations. Therefore, the alliance could force European countries to pay with the new currency for oil and not the dollar. Wow. But Zimbabwe is doing something. Zimbabwe is joining BRICS. Yes, this is what I want. And when you see the man standing there, he's in the colors of Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa, that's his name. President Mnangagwa. He was the vice president of Robert Mugabe. I met him in Zimbabwe. Oh, yes. And boom, right now he's the president. Mnangagwa. Now, we all remember that Zimbabwe has been under sanctions from America and England for a long time. Now, when you go to Zimbabwe, in fact, in the days of Mugabe, the final days of Mugabe, they were all using the American dollar. Hey, no Zimbabwean dollar. It had become so worthless. Everyone had thrown it away, and they were using the American dollar. You could find the dirtiest American dollar note in Zimbabwe. In fact, they pleaded for the sanctions to be taken away, but no, England would not budge. America would not budge. They said Mugabe was a terrorist. Well, Mugabe was sent out in a palace coup. Mnangagwa, his vice president, took over and he won the elections and continued. Now look at the headline. Zimbabwe expresses interest in joining BRICS. My God. Already about 36 countries in the world, including Afghanistan, Nigeria, have all applied to join the BRICS nations. The nations that were just 5, now 36. Zimbabwe wants to join. Now, Zimbabwe is among the countries that have indicated interest in adopting the expected BRICS currency in a move market watchers believe is meant to broaden the basket for locals. Jesus. BRICS is an acronym for the powerful grouping of the world's leading emerging market economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The BRICS mechanism aims to promote peace, security, development, and cooperation. Dash. Now, it's going to be a very solid thing if Zimbabwe succeeds in joining BRICS, and BRICS is able to come out with one currency. It's an automatic way of running away from the sanctions of England and America. Automatic. Zimbabwe will not be under any sanctions again. Now the sanctions are a little loosened. In fact, it will be an opportunity for Africa to rise again. The monopoly from America has been too much. How did the American dollar reach this far? We told you that story before. It's by collaborating with the oil-rich Arab nations that now are breaking away from America to join the BRICS. The world will be nicer. Can we have one currency even for the whole world? Now Zimbabwe has a new currency. They call it the gold coin. They are still experimenting with that. If it succeeds, it means that Zimbabwe is going to be telling the same story Nkrumah wanted to tell. The same story. In fact, Colonel Gaddafi wanted to tell by introducing one currency to the whole of Africa. BRICS might just be an important conduit for that dream that Nkrumah had, to have one currency for the whole of Africa, to be able to stand more independent. What is political independence without economic independence? Nkrumah asks every time. Congratulations, Zimbabwe. And Zimbabwe has discovered lithium and so many other minerals. Zimbabwe has begun to do so many wonderful things right now. Congratulations, Zimbabwe. We hope and pray that things will get better for you. You have been down for quite so long. God be the glory. Zima Zimbabwe. Zima Zimbabwe. Zima Zimbabwe. It's been the Blakk Pot. We'll return. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk Pot, Coco Show.
This is the Blakk Pot, aka Coco Shonama, and here we speak truth to power. Oh gosh. Next story. So the river Congo is the deepest river in the world. 720 feet deep. My God. Can you believe this? Very deep. KWAME depressed. Oh gosh. Depression is a state of the mind. It can be very, very suicidal. This is KWAME, the rap doctor. Kojuentwi told me the other time that this is one of the richest musicians in Ghana. He doesn't talk that much, but he's made a lot of money. He's built a number of houses. He's one of my favorite rappers in Ghana. And he went to my alma mater, my university. I'm talking about KWAME Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He's a fashionista. And he's done something for himself in Siapel. KWAME in Siapel. That's his name. A nice personality. All of a sudden, he joined me, in fact, to be a vegetarian as well, a vegan. And he's been pushing that. He granted an interview in which he said he was depressed for 1 year. 1 solid year. Watch it. OKYEAME KWAME opens up about his battle with depression. Run the story. He says, renowned Ghanaian musician OKYEAME KWAME has candidly revealed that he experienced a period of depression as he approached his 40th birthday. In a myjoyonline.com report, OKYEAME KWAME disclosed that during the challenging time, he preferred solitude and would even ignore phone calls from others. The musician explained that his depression stemmed from concerns. Listen, this is important. Concerns about producing more hit songs and living up to the competitive nature of the music industry. However, OKYEAME KWAME found solace when he developed a deep interest in climate change issues, which subsequently led him to champion various climate change initiatives. When I was turning 40, I became depressed. I didn't like my life. So I stayed indoors for almost a year. I didn't release an album. I didn't even pick any calls. I stayed indoors for almost a year reflecting. OKYEAME KWAME shared during the interview. After emerging from the period of depression, OKYEAME KWAME added that he realized that many of the factors that had caused his distress, such as societal expectations, his desire for musical success, and the urge to compete, were rooted in consumerism. Dash. So he realized that all these things were vanity. And he decided that he could champion his energy elsewhere. The mindset. Depression is a thing of the mind. And depression can only be overcome by the mindset. He set up his mind to understanding that it's not all about making hit songs. It's not all about being hailed everywhere you go. You have to live for yourself too. That's what it is. That's what it is. So he channeled his energy into what? Climate change and some other interests, rather than living for people. In fact, that's the wrong assertion. Not living for people. It's good to live for people, but it's not good to live by people's standards and judgment of you. You live for friends, you live for loved ones, support them when they need you. I like to lead my life or live my life for people. The more you give to the people, the more you are blessed. But when you live by people's standards, oh, he has not made a hit song in the past 10 years. Oh, he doesn't play any concerts anymore. When was the last time he made any money? And in the music industry, in America especially, they tell you that you are as good as your last hit. So the last hit I had was in 2007, Barack Obama. So the last time I was anything valuable was 2007. So if you make songs that are not hits, they are near hits, they are still not hits. No, they don't count. You are as good as your last hit. That's what the music industry tells you. So you are always striving to make a hit. You know, you are not telling the message anymore, but you are dreaming hits. And when you do that, you get depressed. A lot of musicians got depressed. Recently, Ifia said, oh, she had a broken heart. That's depression. Oh, Miss V. Is it Miss V? Yes, Miss V. Oh, yeah, I also got depressed. Hey, we had another artist, OV. I was depressed. We had another. It's all because of the conglomerate thinking, conglomeration of thoughts, nebulousness in the mind, the maze in the mind. So when you do that, you get confused. The algorithms working in your head become too nebulous. So you go haywire, depression. Some people die. Some even commit suicide. I'm glad none of them did. I'm glad that KWAME found something nice. We saw him in India, Hare Krishna, some other people reasoning. In life, Bob Marley said, we run after useless things. The things we refuse in life are actually the things we should be using. The blackboard, aka Kukushonamo. Congratulations to KWAME for coming back and coming around. We bless you, we honor you. Use your experience to teach other youth and tell them that it's not all about the hits. I know reggae artists who never made any hits all their lives, yet they are touring every day because their concerts are so nice and beautiful. No hit. Those who were lucky to even make one hit, they will tour all their lives. So if it's about touring, you can still tour without hits. And it's not even all about touring. It's all about humanity. Think about that. Next story. GIHOC chases out Kofi JUMAH. Who is Kofi JUMAH? This is Kofi JUMAH. This is Kofi JUMAH. That's him. And he works for GIHOC. Right? And they produce this. Show me the logo of GIHOC. The one you showed earlier, yes. You see it? And it is a logo that you would have to understand. You see what is in the middle? It's a beverage. And you see the eagle and the lion. It means if you want to fly to the highest, you need that beverage. And if you want to be strong and controlling like the lion, you need that beverage. It's a nice logo. Nice logo. In fact, GIHOC has its foundations in KWAME Nkrumah. It's a nice outfit. But why are they chasing Kofi JUMAH out? GIHOC workers demand immediate removal of MD Kofi JUMAH. Yes. Did the president's son or daughter marry his son or daughter? There was a marriage like that. Anyway, according to citynewsroom.com report, a citynewsroom.com report, the staff who embarked on a protest at the premises of the company said Mr. JUMAH's mismanagement had affected the payment of salaries and social security and national insurance trust contributions. That's it away. So all they are saying is that there's mismanagement. Because of that, they are not getting their salaries, their social security is not being paid, and therefore this man should go. We all remember Kofi JUMAH telling us a few months back that it's not by force to drink alcohol. That if alcohol is expensive, go and drink water. Many people were angry, but I wish that he would say it over and over. I want to see more people drink water and leave out alcohol. Alcohol kills us, water doesn't kill us. But his company, GIHOC, deals in that. Now the people want him out. But imagine he and the president have their children getting married. Politics will come in. You think this is a man who can easily be sent away? In-law. Can you chase your in-law out just like that? This African politics. Kofi JUMAH will continue to be there for as long as this president is there. Can they sit down and solve the issues? Is sacking Kofi JUMAH the solution? These are some of the things we need to look at. Is he truly incompetent? Dash it away. Final story and we are done. Now the final story says ASANTEHENE to return head of Sir Charles McCARTHY to British. Is he going to return the head to the British? What is the head at all? What are we really talking about? Now, this is the head of Sir Charles McCARTHY. the man whose painting you see alongside the skull. Why are we talking bones and skeletons? Watch the story. What does the story say? Ghanaian ruler pushes British Museum to return gold. And this is ASANTEHENE. Run the story. The ruler of Ghana's Asante people is pressing the British Museum to return gold items in its collection. The ASANTEHENE Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II, who attended the coronation of King Charles III, later met the museum director, Dr. Hartwig Fisher, for discussions. The British Museum's collection includes works taken from the Asante Palace in Kumasi during the war with the British in 1874. My God have mercy. The museum told us it's exploring the possibility of lending items to Ghana. Lending. It's just a move free. Or how do they say it in Chi? They are lending it to you. Now, the British Museum has been under increasing pressure in recent years to return items in its collection to their countries of origin. Wow. And these are ASANTEHENE. Now, the demands by Greece for the return of the Pantheon sculptures, often still known as the Elgin marbles, are the most high-profile examples in this contested debate. They were removed by the diplomat and soldier Lord Elgin in the 19th century and later bought by the British government and placed in the British Museum. Wow. And this is from the BBC. BBC. Dash. ASANTEHENE wants the gold that was taken from Kumasi during the war in 1874 to be brought back. There was a war. We were sitting down in peace. We didn't want the British to come around us. They invaded our land. We didn't go to Britain. And they came and stole our gold. They said they had defeated us. They came trying to enslave us and colonize us because of our gold. What kind of barbarism is this? So that's what ASANTEHENE is saying. Bring back the gold. But in one of the wars, in January 1824, Sir Charles McCARTHY, who was sent by the British to take over the whole of the Gold Coast, was engaged in a war known as the Battle of Nsamanko. The ASANTEHENE at that time was called Otumfuo Osei-Tutu Esibe Bonsu. Something interesting happened. The Fantis joined the British, and then they fought around a place known as Bonsaso. It was known as the Battle of Nsamanko. They started firing. Such as McCarthy was the governor. He ordered that the British anthem be played, the Queen's anthem. They started playing it, and the Asantes never respected it. They forged forward, beating drums. Before the king arrived there, he said, "Today we are going to kill Sir Charles McCarthy, and we shall use his jaw bones to beat our atumpan, our drums. And then his skull we shall use to drink palm wine like a beautiful drinking cup." ASANTEHENE Osei-Tutu Kwejo Esibe. That was what he did. The Fantis called him KWAME. You know what happened? They went to the war. The Asantes went with so many soldiers, about 10,000. Some records even say 100,000. The British were only 600. Or 6,000 in either case. Firing of musketry. Pa, 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 pa. The British ran out of fire. And when the British ran out of fire, the Asantes attacked. Such as McCarthy had made a mistake. He went there with a barrel of macaroni instead of a barrel of what? bullets and ammunition. Macaroni, Talia, the Asantes took over. 2 schools of thought. Such as McCARTHY realized that he was going to be killed. The Fantis ran away and he shot himself, killed himself. The Asantes beheaded him. The second school of thought, the Asantes captured him, killed him, and decapitated him and took the head all the way to Kumasi. As the ASANTEHENE said, they used the jawbones to beat a tumpine. And then the skull itself, they used it to drink palm wine. That's the skull. This happened on the 21st day of January in 1824. But you know the interesting thing? After winning that war, on their way back to Kumasi, ASANTEHENE Osetutu Kwejo Esibe died the same day such as McCARTHY died. What a battle. History hardly tells you that, but that's what happened. So the ASANTEHENE and such as McCARTHY died on the same day. He couldn't get to drink from the skull of such as McCARTHY, but the skull is still at Manshia in Kumasi with the jawbones. So I'm asking, when we succeed in getting the gold, would we be kind enough to say, okay, you two take your skull. We have drunk a lot and enough from this skull. Take it back and take the jawbones. I'm just asking. Because the British are keeping it as a souvenir in their museum. You are also keeping it at Manshia, therefore, as a souvenir. We do understand that it was a war. We didn't deserve to have that war because we were here peacefully and you came around to fight us. So it doesn't behove us to give you the skull. But in the name of peace, can we give them back the skull? Is the question we are asking. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonum, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk RASTA. I want to say thank you so much. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Blakk Empire Media. The Blakk is spelled B-L-A-K-K. And then click on the notification button so you'll be the first to get our stories when we explode like this. And we are also supported by ISIT, I-S-I-T. Yes, in spirit, in truth. If you are fed up with social media's plenty racism and negativity, ISIT is your app. Download it from App Store and Google Play. Connect with family and friends and make memories. And let us connect. My name, Blakk RASTA. Hey!